Bra, Lilian.
Her. Du på TV, ja? Oh, okay. Ta den. Begynn å spille. Welcome to another unauthorized and wrong-fueled Thursday treasure hunt in the sharky waters around the Gatsby Islands with the Queen Ray and her Gatsby pirates.
Not that many Gatsby pirates today.
Hva
skjedde med deg?
skjedde med deg? Lillian says, what happened to you?
Hello, Inessa. So you might, we're not that many today. This is the fewest we've been on our deep dive streams. So, yeah, it's going to be Ola and me because where is Paul, Ola?
Lillian, hvor er Paul?
Paul er borte.
Ja.
Og det var alltid.
She says literally, Paul is gone forever.
Paul is at the Macy Day Parade in New York City because Paul has finally gotten to go to is it called the Twinkle City? Anyways, you know, Lillian and I listened to in the car today. New York, the dreams are made of. There's nothing you can't do.
Okay, Lillian,
New York. Well, anyway, so that's what Paul is doing. He is in New York and living his dream, and could not join us because it's Thanksgiving and a parade, and we're hoping he has a lot of fun. So it's going to be the two of us today, and we are going to do what, Ola?
Yes, so today we are going to look at Benedicte's brand new plugin. It's, I'm trying to push, look at this. Hello.
Hey.
It's for accepting donations any amount you want.
Yes.
From a Gatsby's checkout, a Stripe checkout session created on the server.
Yes.
On the server?
Yes. So this plugin is doing something super cool. It is actually giving you a Gatsby serverless function because you can package Gatsby serverless functions with a Gatsby plugin. So our tiny task for today is to just get this plugin up and working on naturmob.dev. Then we'll have a little bit of a look on the inside of the plugin to see how you can ship plugins with serverless functions. And then we might do a tiny bit of an update to the README after we see where we get stuck, because Ola will be reading the README and telling me what to do. And then we'll see. So it's kind of a user test on myself, on my own plugin. But I know that doing these things do help us catch some flaws in the README. And then I've also gotten some comments in forums I'm a part of on what has been hard with this README. So if we have time, we'll go in and do some changes to the README and make sure we get to publish next to up here, a new version. This is still in like beta or next or alpha or whatever you want to call it. So it's not like an official version 1 yet. So very much a work in progress. But I think it's going to be interesting. And you might realize that my plans are to make many, many, many plugins in the near future. So Ola, you want to read me the README?
Yes.
And let's get started.
I'm a paper kind of guy, so I printed it out.
Great.
Yeah. So tiny task. number 1, install.
So since we all know installs on my computer slows the stream down, I already did that. So we have Gatsby plugin donations version 1 next one. So done, Nuala. What's the next step?
Oh, I thought I was. Oh, 2, configure.
So let's have a look at the configurations. So I read this as adding it to the plugins array in the Gatsby config, but I did get some feedback on that from one who used it, that he would have liked it to say that, you know, this is actually in the Gatsby config file, and that you kind of little bit of intro to this configure section. So we'll note that, but I'll copy paste the Gatsby plugin donation. And then head on over to Gatsby config. And this can be anywhere. So let's just add it to the top. Okay.
But I gotta say something.
Yes.
I just clicked on my own link that I put up in the YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
What do you call it? Description.
Yeah.
And the README I get here is empty.
Okay, we'll fix that after the stream, Nuala.
Why is it like that?
I don't know. I don't know.
That means I put the wrong thing in then.
Probably.
Damn it. That's life.
Anyway, so I've added it to the plugins. What more does it say in the README? What's the next step?
Step 3 is environment variables, blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah. So usually with plugins, we create so that is one of Lillian's favorite things when we say blah, blah, blah. So usually with plugins, we configure them with options, but there is a little bit of an issue when it comes to serverless functions. So serverless functions that are bundled with a plugin do not get access to the options. So I had a pretty long discussion with Kyle Matthews on this on Twitter, and he said that to use environment variables, which of course works, but I think it's really wrong that a plugin will then lay kind of claims to an environment variable. So I did start an official discussion on their GitHub repo to see if they can somehow make options available for for serverless functions. But since it's not, we will need to configure this plugin with environment variables. Funnily enough, though, none of the people who have given me feedback think this is weird. So it's only I that think this is weird, because it kind of goes against the Gatsby, what I feel is the Gatsby way, but developers are used to kind of configuring stuff with environment variables. So the only one that is required is Ray Gatsby plugin donation stripe secret key. So this is super long because, you know, I lay claim to it with my plugins. I don't want it to be just something that other plugins or other things would need. And I can't show you this because, you know, I'll share all my secrets, but I'll show you where you can get it. So if we go to the Stripe dashboard, it's under developers. Oh, it's so slow.
Yeah, that's life.
API keys. And as you can see,
Yes.
I'm in test mode. And it's the key that if you reveal test key, the secret key, that's the one you want to be set as the Ray Gatsby plugin donation stripe secret key. Okay, next step, Nuala.
Yeah, so now it's step 4. How to use it. How to use it. And we actually have 3 options here. And
yeah, and the feedback I got is that people just copy paste the first example, which is kind of what I want them to do. You just skip the parameters. You just copy paste this example. That's exactly what I would do. I would always just like copy paste whatever example. So let's copy paste this example.
Yes.
And
let's where do you put it now then?
I thought we'll just put it on the index page above our stream. So we could put it here, for instance. And then we can, of course, style it with, where did it go? Oh, there you go. We can style it with Tailwind later. And then let's run this and see what we got.
But shouldn't you say that here then? Use form action directly, for example, in index.js? Or do you feel that's...
I feel like that. Yeah, I could add that. But I feel like that is... Well,
Evil.
maybe people in the chat, let me know if that just feels a little too much of like not sugarcoating it, but like teaspooning. Do you say teaspooning it in English? Like, I feel like that is maybe a little too much information. Like, people want to put it wherever they want to put it.
You think it's too much information to share? Yeah, I get it.
I don't know if it's too much information to share, but it's like, it's a little bit, but you know.
Yeah.
So at the moment,
People
so at the
must
moment, this
stay.
plugin doesn't have any components ready-made for you, but obviously in the future, I'm thinking there will be kind of ready-made components that you can use, or you can make your own. But I wanted to just start with it, not giving you that much UI, but actually just letting you create the components yourself. I just realized we always forget to kind of demo what we're supposed to do at the beginning. Like, that would be helpful for people.
That's my fault. Sorry.
We should have had this
script.
Yeah, we should have it like we should have had like a ready-made thing that we show so everybody kind of can see what they...
But you don't have that?
I had that, but now we're already there, so.
Okay.
And we're only at 15 minutes. This is going to be super quick with just the two of us.
Yes.
So let's head on over to the local host.
Now you put it into index.js.
Yeah.
Teaspoon it in.
Oh, it looks really bad because Tailwind is like taking all of our taking all the styling away. So what I want to show is that if you then go to localhost and you just kind of, get to that 404 page.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can see here functions. We have the Are We Live function that is actually something, that we make.
Can you make it a little bigger?
Yeah. So we have like this site has an API folder, and in there's one function, Are We Live? But we can see that it's also, make this a little bit bigger. Sorry.
Yes.
It's also made API @Ray Gatsby plugin donations /donations. It's also kind of made this function coming from the plugin, which I just like, my mind was blown when I realized that. I have so many ideas. I want to make, a plugin for GitHub authentication and Twitter authentication. We got, donation, everything that kind of needs a connection between like a front-end component and the back-end function. We can now bundle both of those in a function. And I'm just like, my head is just like spinning so many ideas. Anyway, so let's go back here. We now have amount, and then it says 10, and we could like give it whatever we want. Let's, donate 100. Donate.
Oh, that's fine. Damn it.
And this is, since this is just a form action, we don't get any kind of state while it's happening, but it sends us over to the checkout session, Stripe checkout session. And you might think, we could have just had like a simple link to a checkout session link, but then you wouldn't be able to do any amount. Then you would just be able to do set amounts connected to a set product. But for this, I'll do a payment, and then we can see like how this is different. Oh boy. Now let's not show our secrets.
But why do you want to choose your amount? Why is that?
I just taking away. I just want to get my kind of my.
No, you didn't hear the question.
I heard the question. So why would we wanna? Why do we wanna pay what you want? Yes. I think it can make it a lot easier for us as developers. When it comes to donation, maybe you want to play around with how you display donations. So instead of having to go to Stripe and create a new product or a new kind of price, which is the system with Stripe, you could just make your own button and then say, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. So for you as a developer, it doesn't have to be an input field that the person to donate is going to change. It could also just be you as the developer just want to put up like 5 different options.
Yeah.
But instead of having to go to Stripe and like, doing everything there and then going back to the site.
Yeah.
And the reason why you don't want to do this if you're selling products, it's because You don't want people to be able to change it in the front end code. But if you're doing donations, if you're saying, oh, you can donate $5, $10, or $100, and they go in and like hack you and donate $11 instead of 10, like that is not gonna be, the end of the world. So it will allow you to be more flexible, but it also will allow you to give people the option of paying as much as they want. And depending on what kind of donation kind of strategy you have, I guess. So I don't know what I want to do a little bit of experimentation with donation. Like, do people want to donate a set amount? Do they want to donate and any amount? And you can see like coffee. A lot of people have like, oh, buy me a coffee. And then you can say, oh, I'll buy you 5 coffees. That would also be like a variable amount of money. So you would still need to have this function on the server to be able to do that. So let's pay.
Yeah. Processing. Boom,
boom, boom, boom. Everything is a little slow when I stream. Processing.
Yeah!
And then we were just sent back to localhost 8000, and you can see that we have success true. So if I want to do a different type of message here, I can do that. But let's have a look at how that payment looks in Stripe. Oh, everything is so slow. My head is a little slow today too, so we're all
that's
good.
Then. Yeah.
So here we have one for 100, succeeded. And what's interesting now is that this isn't so I guess if you don't have any experience with Stripe, this is maybe not that then this might be weird that I'm saying, or that I'm excited about this, but this is now not connected to any product. It's like a standalone transaction that could be of any amount. Like it isn't connected to anything we've already created. But you can also configure it so that it is connected to a product. But if
stop,
you want,
stop.
Yeah,
that is very good.
Yeah.
because I've been playing around with this Stripe UI and also the code since it started, since it opened in Norway, and I don't like it. I don't like clicking around inside places, and there's lots of stuff to click on in the Stripe thing, and especially with the making of the products. You're making products in tests, and in the testing, and you go live, and suddenly, oh no, I don't have any of my products anymore. I need to make them again, and it's like, oh, yeah. So just get going, this is great, and then you can.
So the plugin is called Donations because I thought that would be the what the intention of people wanting to have kind of a pay what you want feature. But of course, it doesn't have to be donation. It could also just be like pay what you want products if you want to. But I think it's good, as you say, that you can just start playing around with it. And this is a very good way to, if you've never done anything with Stripe and you already have a blog or something, why not just like slap a donation thing on there with the donation plugin, and then you can start making it more and more complex. So first you just, you use the plugin straight out of the box and you can get some money. Then you can add your own webhooks. You can add your own functionality, kind of fulfillment functionality. If you want to send them emails when they donate, or if you want to give them a membership when they donate, you can like take it from there. But as you say, you don't have to configure a lot of things. And also if you want to change, then you just change the amount or just whatever you want. But if you've already created products and you want to change things, then you might have to change the product. And it gets to be a lot. Yeah.
It's so good because Stripe is actually very good. It's very good to just start using it and then later go into the UI later when you decided that, I want to use it. Yeah.
So we could do a fun little exercise. I mean, Ines says in the chat, how do we style this nice form? What kind of classes do I want to slap on a form? And then we could also check if it's a success. We can say thank you instead of giving the form. Just going to remove this a little while I open another project I have. And also, everyone, this is the last week of, or this is the last episode of Gatsby Deep Dives with the Nattermob Pirates. And Paul isn't here. You'll see Paul again in January. But in the meantime, we are going to take over this time slot, and I am going to help someone called Miriam create a web application for her initiative Conference Buddy, which helps you find people that you can get to know before a conference so that you don't feel so, if you are anxious about going to a conference alone, you can get to know some people before you go, and then you'll have friends at that conference that you can talk to and stuff like that. So she did a testing webinar with me that you can find on my site, and she's very into test-driven development. So we'll be going through kind of her process of making a web application. We might not code for every stream, but we'll touch on different subjects, like what authentication should she choose? How do we think about like privacy around the data of the conference buddies? And, what kind of testing setup does she want? And maybe we'll have somebody on to help us a little bit with the user interaction. So we'll see. So we'll still be here on Thursdays. Ola, me, and Miriam will be here on Thursdays. And then at the end of January, we'll start up with Gatsby Deep Dives, where we work on nattermob.dev again. Isn't that right, Ola?
I was going to share the Conference Buddy.
Okay.
Here it is. Yeah, almost shared your screen. Here you go. Conference Buddy. Look at that. Look at that dog. William, kom her. Må se på hunden. Jeg lover. Look at that great dog there. Why doesn't it get bigger? Oh, I need to go like this. Up, up, up. Yeeha! Det var den hunden da. Åh, den var søt. Ja, ikke sant? But what is it? What is Conference Buddy? Nå slipper jeg det. Ja, gå og legg seg.
We'll talk more about what Conference Buddy is next week, because then Miriam will be able to say it herself. But as I mentioned, it's to make it, I think it is to make it less scary for folks who have never been to a tech conference to go to a tech conference, because they can get to know some people that are going ahead of time. I think it's the main thing.
Did you use it once?
I used it. So I met Miriam at Ruhr.js in southern Germany, where I was a speaker, and on stage there they asked you if you wanted to be a conference buddy, you could go to their booth and get a little button that said that you could hang on your leash that said, or that had a picture of the dog, and you were the conference buddy, making kind of indicating to everybody else on the conference that I was open to be spoken to, and I was like, willing to speak to people. So if I was standing alone, then people would know I was not standing alone, not wanting to talk to people. I was like standing alone, and people could come up to me if they wanted to like hang out.
So did the other conference buddies talk to you?
The other conference buddies, yeah, we talked to each other too. But we were also trying, well, at least I then also tried to be like more, if I saw people like standing outside of a circle of people, I would like try to include them more, and like felt like that was more my responsibility.
Look at this.
Yeah.
Yes, Inessa, you are your target audience for this. When you go to your first conference.
You are screaming, Ola, in my ears.
Sorry.
Okay, so let's get back to the code. So I copy-pasted some code I had from somewhere else, where when we came back to our site from Stripe.
Yes.
it said success equals true up here. You might not see it, but there's like a query param here. Success equals true. So I want to check if it says if it's true, and if it is, then I'm going to set a message to thank the person. So donation succeeded, thank you if it's success, and if it's canceled, donation canceled, try again when you're ready. So that if there is a message, I don't want to show the form. I want to show the message. So if there's a message, show the message, and if not, show the form. Did you leave?
What happened? What did you do while I was gone?
I don't know what I did. Oh, I forgot my closing brackets or my closing curlies.
You've been coding. Great.
Yeah.
Yes.
New York. So now it says
that's what dreams are made of.
So here it says donation succeeded, thank you. So this of course is not validated. So this is just nice UI. You went and paid and you came back and it said donation succeeded, thank you. But anyone could go to this page. So it's more of like a UI nicety. It's not like a validation for the person actually having paid. But it's nice to give people, when they come back after paying, it's nice for them to see that something has happened and not get that payment form again, because that's a little weird. That is, I cannot like look at this form that is not like looking this weird. So
stop. Wait. Are you trying to make another Tiny Task now?
Yes. I'm gonna tailwind it.
No.
And then we can look at the plugin inside of the plugin.
Oh. We can freeze. Oh. We have a question or something. We can freeze email in the checkout session. In this way, we later know who sent the donation.
Yeah. Yeah, we can do all kinds of things. So when we have the checkout session ID, we can use that information to send them emails. We can put them into our member system. We could do all kinds of things. But this plugin only gives you that option, just makes it so that you can create a pay what you or do a pay what you want, or it only creates a pay what you want session for you, and then the other kind of functionality you have to make yourself, or in the future I might add some like default functionality for things to happen after a donation if you want.
But it's an amazing point, because that's what I meant. You start playing around with Stripe, that's when you find out this kind of stuff with the emails and everything. You know, you like me, like just a normal guy, I would never think that a bank would help me get people's emails so I could, email them and stuff like that. So yeah, that's why we're doing it. So more people.
Oh, there's a form plugin. I don't want to do a form plugin. I just want to.
No, that's right. Well, I'm trying to read your name now. Timur. That sounded very American, didn't it?
Yeah,
that's probably wrong. Or maybe it is. So, I'm not.
Okay. I'm gonna skip styling. Okay, I'm gonna skip it.
Yes.
So let's have a look at the backside of the plugin code, because I find that very interesting.
Me too.
Let's stop this one. Let's head on over to Gatsby plugin donation. So Gatsby plugin donation has its own demo that we can have a look at.
Yeah.
But as you can see, I'm gonna boost this up a lot. So the way to ship serverless functionality with your Gatsby plugin is that inside of your plugin folder, you'll have the source folder like you have on a regular site, then the API folder like you would on a regular site. But if you put a function straight inside of the API folder, like we do when we create our Gatsby sites, that will not become an API that will not be created for you. That's what I thought, because if you add pages in here, then those pages will be available on your site. But when you're adding server or Gatsby serverless functions inside of your plugin, you actually have to make sure that the path to the function is the same as the plugin's name. So therefore, I have to have the folder @Ray, then I have to have the folder Gatsby plugin donations, and then we'll have the actual donation or the actual code. So far, as we talked about, the only thing are Gatsby.
But now you're talking about your work on your own plugin, or are you talking about me when I use your plugin and try to do that, what you just said?
No, this is what I do as the plugin author. So if you want to make a plugin that ships a serverless function, you have to follow the same convention. Otherwise, it won't be picked up and published on the site for the people who uses the plugin.
Yeah. Okay.
So we'll have in here what we're doing. We're creating a Stripe session, kind of per usual. And we didn't use any of that because I have very sensible defaults, I feel, but you could send in your own success URL and your own cancel URL. So if you don't want it to just come back to the same site with success equals true or cancel equals true, you can create your own. You can send in your own success and cancel URLs when you're using this plugin. But so this is
all this joy here.
That is validating the data. We are validating the data coming in from the person or the request.
Yes.
The request to the function. But so that's kind of really the only thing I wanted to show is that you have to put that that path to the function has to be the same as your plugin name. Otherwise, it won't work. And by plugin name, I mean the name that is in your package JSON. So the path to the Gatsby functions that are going to be shipped with your plugin has to have the same path as the name. So for me, that would be one folder for Ray and one folder for the plugin. If you don't scope your packages like I do, all of my packages are scoped with @Ray on NPM. If you don't do that, then you don't need 2 folders. Then I could have skipped the @Ray folder and just the Gatsby plugin donation folder. So there's a demo that I have to test my code and that people can have a look at. So this is the same one we did, use the form action directly, but you can also, of course, create your own on submit. And then you can have, like we used to with React, you'll have some kind of, feedback there instead of just waiting until it's redirected.
And
if you click this back button, that is what I mean by cancel. So donation cancel, try again when you're ready. Yeah.
People, you must click like on the video. It's not possible to comment now, is it?
No, comments have to come afterwards.
Yeah. Click like. That's what they do on YouTube. That's what the kids do, the cool kids.
Remember to subscribe and like, folks.
Okay, they say folks?
I don't know.
I don't know
everything.
I don't know. But you must,
Yeah.
Good.
So that is pretty much the plugins. If anybody has any questions in the chat, that would be really nice.
And also, you wanted to do something, an extra bonus thing. Are you still want to? Still want to do it?
We need, because one of the feedbacks I got, somebody tried to use this plugin with version 2 something. Gatsby version 2, and serverless functions came out in 3.7.
Yeah.
So I have to properly indicate that this plugin only works for Gatsby version 3.7 and above.
Yeah.
So to do that, I need to add pair dependencies. And as you see, I have pair dependencies, Gatsby 3. Oh, so he wasn't using 2. He was using 3.2, I think.
Yeah.
So it's important that we update that to 3.7. I'm pretty sure it was 3.7. Let's do Gatsby and have an extra look. And that is interesting because this guy, like, I asked him to just test the plugin, or I asked people to just test the plugin, and he just tested it. Like, for him, like, he doesn't think about it being a serverless function that is created and all of that. Like, he doesn't have to think about that. He can just use the plugin and then follow the instructions that says post to this address. And or like copy paste that form, and it works. So I think that's really interesting that you can now kind of create plugins that has that kind of functionality as well, without the person using it really having to know anything about the serverless side of things.
Yeah.
So let's see, get started. I know it's in there somewhere. I keep checking it, and yeah, 3.7 and above.
Yes. It's gone pretty fast, haven't it?
Yeah.
I remember when we were like, come on, when is it coming? When is Gatsby functions coming? And that's not that long ago. Yeah.
So let's create, I was suddenly on. So let's check out main.
I'm guessing a lot of people are still on the old Gatsby versions with their.
I see a lot of people are still on 1 or on 2 something.
Yeah. And also, yes, because it's time flies, and
So I'm going to make a feature branch because this will, I have set up continuous deployment so that if I commit a feature, then the version number will be bumped automatically. So even though this is not a feature, but since this is a plugin, it's actually a feature because I'm changing something that will be of significance to the people using this plugin. But since it's not released yet, it's not like, I'm going to bump it up to like a large number or to a major version. This is going to be a minor version. So let's feature peer dependency.
Do you remember what kind of voice that I used for Inesa again?
He didn't get a voice.
Yes, he did.
Did he get a voice? Did he get a voice, Inesa?
Yeah, but I don't remember. I only remember Paul's voice, and I can't use that on.
Not Paul.
No, not Paul. I mean John.
John, and John is probably celebrating Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Do you think he's eating turkey, or do you think he eats ribs? You don't know.
I don't have.
Oh gosh.
Sorry, I have to check out the branch. Sorry, I am creating a new branch. My head is so slow today.
I think that this "oh gosh" comment is because of the voice. The voice. I should do it. I should do some research and find a good voice for Inesa. I should, just like I did with John. But are you ready for a comment from Inesa here? Or is it a bad time?
I just have to take you off screen a little bit because I don't know what's happening. Yeah.
Yes. Look at this. I switched to 4 this week on my time ship, says Inesa. That is great. Was it problematic? or was it okay? Yeah.
I think if you didn't have that many images, I don't think these upgrades have been so bad. But from 2 to 3, at least, there were some major changes. And also when the image plugin updated, there has been some like real issues.
Yeah, I have problems with some of my projects on the images.
I don't know what, but suddenly my env files are being not ignored, which is kind of annoying.
Oi. He had to do things. Yeah.
Why is this?
Yeah. That's how it is. That's the hard life. That's Gatsby life,
Oh, I know what is wrong. Okay, sorry. I am working on the next branch because I was testing out using NextPrice and not the main branch. So I'll have to. I probably won't do that the next time I develop these things. I was just trying to follow some convention or testing out some new conventions.
So do you think that's why my README is weird? No, I don't get it. Why is my README weird? I don't like it. Give me my real README. Yeah, well.
So I'm just.
But
this is the YOLO part of the stream, you know. Everyone knows that it can be a little.
But maybe we can watch it now. Are you putting it back up? No.
2 seconds. There we go.
Yes. Great. Ok, Lilian, nå må du gjøre deg klar. Nå skal vi snart gå ned. Ja, men
She's asking if she can draw. If she wants to draw more.
No, she wants to finish it.
Ah.
So Lilian, kan du si hva du tegner? Du trenger ikke å vise den, du kan bare si det. Nei, she does not want to tell us what she's drawing. It's not cool to say it.
Not cool. No. It's not cool. Okay, I think I'm going to add you back. So I checked out my next branch, and then I created the Feature Gatsby 3.7 branch.
Yes, Inessa, it's... Sorry. Oh, sorry.
Oh, wait. Yeah, no, go ahead.
It's totally a Gatsby flag, yes. And you see here, it's maybe hard to see, but it's gold coins. Lilian and me, we have real pirate gold that I got from when I was working on one of the sailing ships in the Oslo Fjord, and they look like this. They got little skulls on them. And we cut them up, because that's what they did with gold coins back in the day. You know, you want to pay a little less than a gold coin, you cut it up with an axe. We didn't use an axe, we used a big knife. We cut it up and we glued it on with her glue gun. She's got a glue gun, electric glue gun, and we glued it on. Yeah, that's right.
Oh boy, I'm fighting Git. I should never Git while I talk. Like this is.
Yeah. Is it
Git and talking? Secret? Yeah, don't put me back up.
I'm not putting you back on.
Then, whoever fights with Git, am I the only one? I'm good. You know, I'm fairly good with Git, but still, sometimes I'm just like.
I'm not. You know.
Okay, now,
yes.
Is stuff working now? Why are you not?
I'm trying not to provoke it. You know, I'm trying to be a nice boy.
Yes. Now I'm gonna share with you, everyone.
Yes, me too. My father, he always told me, you know, don't pick fights you can't win. So.
I mean, me and Rebase we're pals now. We're pals.
Good for you.
Okay, so let's update this. I promise this will be worth it, just because I will be so happy when this release happens automatically. I am promising you that you will be like, what is she on about? But like automating things that I find boring is just amazing. Okay, so we updated to Gatsby 3.7.0. So update.
Yeah.
Here dependency. Ooh. And then also we should have changed that README a little bit.
Wait. So now when I install this, I get this little message. Hey, dude, your Gatsby version is too old. But is it a warning, or is it like?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I think it will. At least there will be warnings in the logs.
So I'll just try that tomorrow then and see on one of my old projects and see if I get a yellow warning or if I get something worse. How to configure?
So add Gatsby plugin donations.
Yeah.
To your plugin array in Gatsby config.
Isn't it enough to just say Gatsby config?
What do you mean?
To your Gatsby config, not the plugin array.
Probably, but don't we want to be explicit? Add Gatsby plugins to the plugin, not your the plugin array in Gatsby config. And then also it's usually nice when we have code examples to note what file it is, like so. So let's also.
Maybe that's what he wanted you to do. Just put that there.
Tiny update. Yeah, but it's nice to have some text. People don't read the text, but then if they they only see the examples.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Exactly. Yeah, great. Oh. Yeah. What's the
okay?
Now you get John's
also,
voice,
I'm not gonna do two things at once here. Bad Benedicta. Bad Benedicta.
Yeah. Okay, I'm doing John's voice now because I missed John. What's the update on your Mac Mini at Raycodes?
The update on. Okay, now I'm just doing strange things. This will all make sense. So, feature update. Here dependency. And then a feature update readme. So I gotten the money. I have to decide which one I want and how much money I want to add to it so that if I want to like upgrade it.
Yes.
Because they tried to give me kind of a gift certificate and that didn't work. So now I've actually just gotten the money.
Oh.
So update tiny.
We got a question. Okay, I'm gonna give him just my normal voice then. Time over. We can add customized price amount array to the Gatsby plugin so that it automatically creates Stripe price ID at build time or Stripe charges create is more flexible. I think he's suggesting text for you. It's not a question at all. This is not a question.
He's suggesting solutions. So I want to create Stripe checkout sessions. And if you do that on the server, you can send in any amount and you don't have to create a price ID or a product ID. But that is another way you could do it. And you could also create the charges. But I want to stick to session. For this plugin, I want to stick to Stripe checkout sessions. So that's what this plugin will do. Okay.
It's great. I like it.
So let's do the Gatsby log, git log, I mean. So now we have two features.
Er du ferdig med å tegne? Kanskje du skal komme hit?
And I will move it.
Jo, jeg er ferdig å tegne den tegnen.
Ja, bra. Du kan tegne mer ned. Gi meg tusjen, ja. Ta på deg støvlene, du, kompis. Det er lurt.
Oh. So let's push this to the repo.
Yes.
And then let's create a... let's get a pull request create.
Okay.
So I'm doing all of this so you can see my automations. That's all.
Yeah. Automation is good. Nei, kommer du?
Sove.
Skal du sove her oppe alene?
Hva tenkte du jeg skulle?
Kan jeg si det til TV-en?
Hva da?
At du sa det?
Okay.
Lillian says she's going to sleep up here on my loft all alone.
Oh, so this has been to main. We don't want it to main. We want it to next. So we're going to skip all of that.
But shouldn't you give credit to that guy who gave you the tip about the peer dependency thing? No?
I will.
He's anonymous?
Oh, I'm not getting this to work because it's on stream.
Don't blame the stream. Don't blame the stream.
Now I'm sad.
Tenkte du at jeg skulle komme?
Ja.
Da kommer jeg.
Ok, ta på støvlene først. Du kan ta dem på deg uten å tråkke ned på gulvet, ikke sant? Se nå. Her. Oh no! Du skal ha på støvlene.
Okay, I'll try to rerun this job. Otherwise, we're gonna just skip that for today. See, this is what happens when I just add things to the stream.
Så, jeg klarer ikke å være der. Litt sånn der. Ja, men Lilian, vi skal gå ned nå. Da må du ha det på deg likevel. Så det er like greit å bare ta det på. She doesn't want to put on her boots. The young people of today, when I was young, I always put my boots on when my father said I should put my boots on.
I don't understand what is happening. This was working super the last time I did it.
Yeah.
Mm.
I have it like that several times a day. It's got nothing to do with streaming.
Oh boy, I'll show it on the Let It Snow instead. So I don't know what's going wrong with because with the donations, I've been trying a new approach where I kind of created the next branch instead of working on the main branch, blah, blah, blah. But if you go and have a look at Gatsby plugin, Let It Snow. So last night, oh, you're making too much noise. I'm muting you. You're muted. So last night, Inessa's plugin or feature was merged, and when that happened, lots of things happened automatically. So this closes 3, so we merged it, and when it was merged, a GitHub action using semantic that I set up semantic release started working, and then it creates a new version, and then it releases it to NPM for us. And in addition, it goes into the issue, the correct issue, and then closes it and tells you that it's closed. So add intensity option that Inessa did. It then also adds this comment that it's been resolved in version 030 and that the release is available and blah, blah, blah. And in addition to that, it updates the change log so that we can see version 030 feature adding intensity of snow now closes 3. And all of that just like happened automatically without me having to do anything, which I think is like super when you're creating plugins, because if you can automate all of that process, because having to build and update to NPM and making sure you close the correct issue and making sure you close the PR and making sure you do all of those things, at least for me, that ends up like there's never going to be a release. But when everything just happens automatically, when a feature branch or a fixed branch or a feature PR or fixed PR or something breaking changes, like when that happens and it all just happens automatically, whoa, blows my mind, makes me so happy. You can't even believe. But when it doesn't work like now, it makes me so sad. But I was doing something new on the donations repo because I'm trying to figure out the best flow for these plugins, because I want to make a lot of these plugins. And if I'm going to make a lot of them, I don't want to manually release all of them. And I want people to be able to contribute like Inessa did yesterday and have that change, be out as fast as possible. Yeah. So I think that is super cool, at least with the semantic release. And it was Marius or Marcus is his name on Twitter. I'll put him in the description, that showed this to me. He told me about it in like June, and it's taken me all to now to actually do it. But yeah, let me do a summary of the actual code we did today, Ola, and then you can close it out. Are you okay with that?
Okay.
Oh, okay. But I'm gonna do a summary, and then now we can hear you. But I'm muting you again. Okay. Yeah. So for today, we added the newest plugin that I have created, Gatsby plugin donations. We added it to configurations. We had to add some environment variables. I'm not for you, specifically the Stripe secret key. And then we copy pasted the form example into our index page so that it will show a form that people can decide how much money they want to give, and then press the donate button, donate button, and when they do, they are sent over to the Stripe checkout session page. And the way this is done, oh, we're still running on the other one. This way this is done is that plugins can now create serverless functions. So in the plugin, I have created a serverless function, and it has to be found at the same path as the plugin name. So for me, that is API @Ray Gatsby plugin donation, and then the donation serverless functions is inside of there. And when you do that, you can then bundle serverless functions with your plugins, and other people can use your serverless functions without knowing anything about your plugins. And I have created some examples in the demo folder. If you want to have a proper look at some demos, there are 3 demos here in components under kind of a demo repository that I have created. I think it's super exciting. It's my first plugin that does serverless functions. So that is pretty cool. And then this is the last show of this. This is the last episode of this show. And then on Thursday next week, we're going to start kind of a new show, an hour earlier, actually, where I will be helping Miriam to create a web application for her side project, Conference Buddy. And that's it, I guess, Ola. Should I unmute you? We can't hear you. We can't hear you. Now we can hear you.
No. Oh,
This number.
okay.
Ska jag starta?
Yeah. This has been another unauthorized and rum-fueled thirsty treasure hunt in the sharky waters around the Gatsby Islands. I think I'm singing it totally wrong, by the way. My head is not in the screen. With Gatsby deep diving, Queen Ray and her Gatsby pirates.
Ola and Lilian.
Ja, hun sa at du var der. Okay. Bye, everybody.